Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. I hope you all are having a great day. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Viserai deck tech. Before we get into the video, just want to let you know if you want to be in a discussion with a bunch of the TCG Talk community in the Discord, you can join that down in the description below. All you have to do when you join the Discord is accept the rules via a little emote that you have to react to, and then you'll get access to the Discord. Definitely join us, whether you're a ninja player or just general flesh and blood player, whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, doesn't matter. Definitely join us down below so we can say hi and have some good discussion. But today I want to do a Viserai deck tech for the Uprising meta, or at least what I think this is in a good spot for. I'll also be doing Briar deck tech and Lexi deck techs. They're kind of just initial thoughts, so be on the lookout for those this week. For the Viserai one, I've been going back and forth between this build and a breakpoint list build. And I saw Hayden Dale won his Road to Nationals. I think it was today or yesterday with the Belittle style build. So I want to kind of give my take on it. It's a couple differences to his build, so it's not a carbon copy by any means. It definitely took some inspiration from his build as well. So definitely go check out his on his Twitter. I think it's Hayden_Dale on his Twitter. But yeah, for this Viserai build, it's obviously centered around Minnowism and Belittle and kind of playing into that, but it's also having relevant on hit effects and being able to push some damage pretty well. Hayden had 6 Belittles in his build, along with 3 red Minnowisms and 1 blue Minnowism. I simply have 3 red Minnowisms. I'm really thinking about putting 1 blue minnow in here just in case, but I do have 21 blues, so I just haven't done it yet. But I might end up swapping out 1 like he did. But for me, typical equipment set with Viserai, nothing to see here. I am utilizing Spellbound Creepers over a Snaps or the other Viserai boots that I just cannot remember right now for some reason. This basically gives his attack something go again if you've played an attack or non-attack. I don't know why I can't remember. Anyway, Spellbound Creepers is really useful for this build. It allows you to kind of play into other things. And we can kind of go into that as we get into it. But we're running 3 Belittles, obviously. And then all of our attacks, I think, except for with the exception of Spellblade Assault at red, are 3 or less to be able to utilize, 1, to get the Belittle reveal the best that we can, but also be able to utilize Minnowism the best we can. So for attacks, we have Belittle and Belittle. We have Drawn a Dark Dimension. I really like this at red in this build. Most of the time I'm playing this for free or playing it for 1. And being able to draw a card in a Spellbound Creepers list is really good. I think this card kind of lost its value in the previous meta, where you really just had to be able to go over the top on some of these other heroes that were in the meta. And it just, there was some kind of drawbacks to it. But in Spellbound Creepers is just amazing. To be able to maybe draw into a non-attack to then Creepers into after you've done this is just really, really nice. It's really good. It's block 3, so really nice on that. And yeah, it just helps facilitate Creeper's turns. Belittle for the obvious reason of go getting a minnow. One of my favorite lines is obviously be able to pitch a blue, play Belittle, reveal red Minnowism, keep the red Minnowism in hand, and then play out my turn, arsenal the red Minnowism, and then hopefully draw into something like a Draw in a Dark Dimension. Be able to play that for 6 while drawing a card is really nice. Also being able to play stuff like Drowning Dire, which we'll get into here in a second, is really nice. For some reason, my FabDB will not go all the way down, which is so weird. Okay, we'll go to this for a second. Drowning Dire is really nice to be able to play that for 5 dominate is really nice. But overall, really good kind of synergy there. Other attacks that we're running, the only non-3 power attack we're running is Spellblade Assault. Just this with Mordred-Tide, just too good. To be able to play Mordred-Tide into Mob Skies, making 2 rune chants, and then play a Spellblade Assault, pitching a blue, make 5 rune chants, is just super nice. Especially if you can get the God turn and just have a 5-card hand and put it with Revel, and then you just pop off insanely with basically 1 attack. It's pretty nice. So definitely have that in there, but I do have blue Spellblade Assault in here. Again, the rune chant generation is just really nice, and if you had to, in a pinch, and you put it with red Minnowism, it's now the same as a red Spellblade Assault, right? So really good for that. Swarming Gloomville, obvious reasons, kind of an auto include. And then running 6 Vexy Malices. Vexing is just so good at red with Minnowism. It's a 1 for 7 with the Minnowism, so it's really nice for that. And then we're running 6 Shrills. These just again, partners so well with Minnowism, being able to play, give the yellow +3 buff, so it's coming in for 6, and then it gets its own +3 buff from the aura generation. So now it's coming in for 9, right? It's a 2 for 9 at yellow, which is just insane, and then a 2 for 8 at blue. Again, really, really nice. And finally, Drowning Dire, which is kind of like my spice that was a little bit different than him. I think Hayden ran like 1 blue meet and greet and like 2 blue drawn to Dark Dimensions, which is really good as well. My thought process with Drowning Dire is, in a pinch, I could play this on a Mauve Skies and a minnow and be a red minnow and be able to play this for 5 dominate on hit, make rune chant. So that's really nice. And I'm just trying to get this card to work. I really like this card at blue for Vis. So we'll have to see how it goes. This could easily be swapped back in for like Drawn a Dark Dimension or for meet and greets, but right now I'm just running this. For non-attacks, we're running mainly, obviously, the full Mauve Skies. I think you run 9 of these. There's just no reason not to. 3 red minnows for Belittle, obviously. Mordred Tide's an obvious one. Revel's an obvious one. Runeblade Incantation I like a lot. This helps give Drawn a Dark Dimension at the start of your turn. Only costs 1. It helps kind of get over that point. This was a little bit more useful in like the cost reduction builds, like with Amplify and Rune Flash and stuff like that. But it does help my Drawn Dark Dimensions be a little bit cheaper, and it's just an extra point of damage every turn, which is really nice. Sonata is Sonata, right? Without Blood Sheath, this isn't as nutty, but it's still really good. And then Become the Arc Knight. With this build, my main targets for Become the Arc Knight are a little bit different than like you would think. Discard non-attack action, search your deck for a Runeblade attack action card. So you have to make sure, like, the reason I read that is I have to make sure you can't go get Belittle with this card. But being able to get, like, just, it's a hand fixer, right? For the most part. If I have Read the Runes sided in, then I'll obviously use that as a good Mordred Tide in a Read the Runes type thing, which is really nice. But sometimes I'll use it to go get something else that I really need, depending on how my hand looks. And then finally, I put in 3 blue Sifts. I love this card in both Viserai and in Runeblade. Just in Runeblade in general, it's going to be a good card because it's a hand fixer, right? Like if you draw a dreaded like 4 non-attack action hand or something like that, or even 3 non-attack action hand with Sift, you can play Sift. And then the reason I like Sift is you do have to bottom some cards. Like you can't just not bomb a card, so you can't just play it to play it. But like the blue reads put up to 2 cards to the bottom of your deck, then draw that many cards. So let's say you draw into 3 non-attack action cards and an attack with Sift. You play the Sift, and then you just bottom one of your non-attacks, and hopefully you can draw into another attack or something like that. Or shoot, you play this, bottom both of those non-attacks, draw in. Hopefully you get like 1 attack, 1 non-attack. It's basically a free Tome of the Arc Knight, hopefully, except it doesn't go back. It's just a really good card, and it's a block 3 blue, which is just really nice, and it doesn't cost anything to play. So really solid card. This list overall is really tight. I think Hayden said the same thing. I didn't realize what he meant until I built it, but like it's not one of those Viserai lists where you start with like 25, 22 or something like this. Like for me, I start with 60 card core, and then I side out things as needed. So right now, in the sideboard, we have Ether Ironweave. I'll use this in like a Phi matchup. A Phi, or maybe even a Briar matchup, or Katsu, somewhere where I need the 2 resources in a pinch, and I don't think the game's going to go to 6 turns. I would want to use this because it's going to allow me to play like a 2-cost card for free. Maybe some people are used to use this for Rosetta. I like to use it for something else. I've had turns where like I played a Mauve Skies into a Shrill, and then I had like a Mauve Skies and a Drawn Dark Dimension, and then I had like a Shrill in hand. And I popped this to be able to then play another Mauve Skies and my Shrill for free. So it allows you to just be able to maybe play out 2 cost attacks in the same turn, which in this deck, I have the 3 Drawns, 3 Spellblades, 6 Shrills. So I do have a little bit more of a costly deck. And so I wanted to be able to maybe in a pinch, especially in an aggro matchup, be able to play those out for free. Null Rune Robe, Crown, and Bexine are just for AB, being able to have 3 AB against Icelander and Kano, nothing crazy there. Vexing I could maybe see running in like a Phi or Briar matchup if you really think you're not going to have the gas to kill them, but it's not as useful as you would think. It's only 2 extra rune chance, which in this type of build isn't as useful as other ones. So usually this was really good when you coupled it with Blood Sheath, but without Blood Sheath, it's not as pop-offy as you would think. That's why it was so good before. Read the Runes. This goes in more of a mid-range or even fatigue matchup where I'm trying to get over the top, really have good setup turns, really try to hit people hard. So I'll sub this in. Usually sub it in, maybe for like that's the hard thing with this list is what do you sub it in for? I'd probably sub it in for like one red mob and then like one of something else. Haven't picked exactly what yet because it made the list this week. Runic Reclamation comes in against Vis, comes in against even Briar, comes in against Prism, comes in against Dromai. Just really good thing overall to use. Erase Face I have in here initially. I'm going to see how useful this is moving forward. I really do like it into a lot of the meta heroes. It's good against Briar because it prevents Earth pitch for Channel, so Channel can't stay around. As little as that is, it could prove the difference. Obviously, it's amazing in a Prism against a Herald's build. She can't give her auras go again. It's good into any deck that wants to fuse, so it's good into Lexi. It's good even into Oldheim. You can't fuse Oakenold. Lexi can't fuse her arrows. So really good into that. Even Briar can't fuse a little bit. It's just a really good card. I think it's the new CNC with how staple it is. But that's just my opinion. Then we have 2 Command Conquerors in here. I have these because I'm expecting a lot of Lexi, a lot of Briars, a lot of Fives. People that rely on those 5-card hands, so having those 2 Command Conquerors is really nice. And typically when I sub these in, I'm probably going to sub it in for my Spellblade Assaults just to try to, utilize that gameplay a little bit more. But so overall, pretty simple deck tech, nothing crazy. It remains to be seen if this is going to be better than a Breakpoint list. But I think a lot of decks, anyway, you can race pretty well with this. I've had some pretty nutty turns already. Some people would argue if you're going to play Belittle, really play into Belittle and run the yellow Belittles. And I definitely can see that. So more testing will have to be done for that. If I were to put yellow Belittles in here and take something out, I'd honestly probably just take out the Spellblade Assaults and just run full 3 power or less and just go into it like that. Or take out the Drawn in Dark Dimensions maybe, but this just works so well with Creepers that it's hard to give this up. Because even at Creepers, with Creepers, even if you don't have any rune chance and you can't give this any cost reduction, you play this for 2, you draw a card, you still have the 1 resource to activate Creepers with, and most of your non-attacks are 0 cost, with the exception of Incantation, and that's it. So all the others are 0 cost, so even drawing into a non-attack, you still can Creepers, so even at full cost, so it's just too good. So yeah, that's the basis of the deck. Pretty simple right now. But I'm really enjoying it. I've always enjoyed Vis. I've had deck techs in the past on this channel with him. But yeah, let me know what you think of the deck. Any changes you would make. I think Belittle makes more sense into Viserai than it does into Katsu, or it does into. I'm really against Belittle and Katsu and 5 because I don't like breaking the chain, and I don't like arsenaling a card for something that may or may not work the next turn. But with a card like with a deck like Viserai, you can make it a little bit more synergistic, and he doesn't really care about breaking the chain as much. So overall, just really good. But yeah, let me know what you think of the list. Hopefully, you enjoy it. If you want to, please like, comment, subscribe. Also, like I said, join the Discord down below. Get in the discussion with us. We're having a really good time. Over 150 members so far. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.